Quilting and sewing enthusiasts have a rich history of preserving memories, recording history, and teaching all ages to appreciate their culture. Recently, at the Quilt Expo in Madison, Wisconsin, I learned how Native Americans honor their heritage through the art of quilting. Enjoy my Nancy's Corner interview. Quilts tell a lot of stories. They keep people warm, but they also are great for children to learn about cultures. And with me today is Rita Laura from the Oneida tribe in Oneida, Wisconsin. And Rita works with the museum, the Oneida Museum there. And welcome, Rita.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We are standing in front of an amazing quilt that is a story quilt. And tell our viewers the origins of the quilt and the quilt makers.
Okay. The children in the community created the quilt. So it's a group of boys and girls between the ages of 9 and 12. And the intent of the quilt was for them to learn more about our culture. So on the bottom of the quilt is our Oneida tribal belt. And then up from there is the tree of peace. And the tree of peace has the white roots that reach out in all four directions. And the intent of that is that anybody that felt that they wanted to be part of the Iroquois Confederacy would be protected if they believed in peace for one another and an appreciation for the earth.
I think it's important that we learn a little bit more about Indian history and the Iroquois Confederacy. That was interesting information for me to learn. Rita, why don't you share that with our viewers as well?
Okay. Well, our original homelands are in upstate New York. And the way that it's set up is it's the Mohawk, the Oneida, the Onondaga, the Cayuga, and the Seneca. And they all have a role that they play. The Mohawk are considered keepers of the eastern door, and the big brothers to the Oneida. The Onondaga is where all the chief councils go to meet when they have meetings, and that's part of our traditional government that still exists today. And then it goes on to the Senecas and the Cayugas. So the Cayugas are the keepers of the western door and the big brothers to the Seneca.
It's really fascinating, and that's how you were teaching with this quilt to the youth of your nation about your government, their history, and their culture.
Right.
You have some tribes that are represented, or
Clans,
excuse me. And tell the three clans, explain them.
For Oneida, our clans are Turtle, Wolf, and Bear, and we're a matrilineal society. So when the Europeans came over, they had their last names from their father. Sure. Well, for the Iroquois, we get our clans from our mother. So that's how you associate the families.
So let's take a look at the wolf and the turtle and then the bear. They're the cute depictions of the clans. And then the tree and the beading is really quite fascinating.
The beading is actually raised beadwork, which the Iroquois are well known for. And the reason it's called raised beadwork is because it's layers of beads beaded on top of other layers. Or there's some that are puckered up, which means that you bead them and then you don't leave enough space to where it's flat. You bead so that it comes close back to where you started from, and it has a loop and it lifts up.
And then this is the raised look here that you have in process. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And the children did some of the work, or almost all the work, along the border areas.
Yes, the children did all of the work. So they each have their own design that they did.
They learned a lot, and plus then they signed the quilt.
Yes, they did.
On the back, you'll be able to see a lot of signatures and
their age.
No, they weren't really all that old working on this.
No, the children were between the ages of like 9 and 12.
Yeah, so they did a remarkable job.
Yes, they did.
Story quilts. So many cultures have story quilts, and what a great way to preserve information, create memories, and have a sense of pride.
Exactly.
Rita,
yes.
you've done a lovely job to share this with us, and I've learned a lot, and we'll look forward to coming to your museum.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
Special thanks to Rita Lara for giving us insight into the United Nations Special Quilting Project. Remember that you can rewatch this episode and also 4 seasons of Sewing with Nancy programs online at nancyzieman.com. At that site, you'll be able to follow my blog and connect with me on social media. I hope you've enjoyed this series on my favorite handbag sewing techniques. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.